Hello, everybody. I wanted to spend some time to explain how I use Prezi with students. As I said before in the text in the course, it's not very common for people to use Prezi to make infographics, but I'll kind of show you some of the reasons why I prefer it from time to time, and then offer you a little farther in the course some other ways you can create infographics. So let me walk you through it a little bit. A lot of people are already familiar with Prezi, and they're usually familiar with the fact that it makes presentations, non-linear presentations, unlike PowerPoint. What I like about Prezi is you're actually given a huge canvas to work on, which is zoomable, and I find it's often kind of a nice way to actually create infographics that are of lots of different shapes. There's not a lot of constraint to actually what size they need to be. If you've never been to Prezi before, if you hit the link in Moodle and you go to prezi.com, you can create an account, and in particular, you can create an educator's account. So if you don't have one already, if you get the educator's account, you can find that you can probably get a few more benefits than just the standard account. And I think both of them at this point are still free. So once you log in, you can create a new Prezi, and as you can probably see here, my students already have handed in Prezis to me. So I'll show you a couple of their examples. Let me first just show you a pretty darn good example. So this particular Prezi actually was about, as you can see, Caesar salad. And in this case, I'm actually right now just viewing the Prezi. I'm not actually editing it. So when the student shares it with me, this is actually what I get to see. In this case, the geography of Caesar salad is given in the infographic in several different ways. I have no idea what to call these things, but when I do them with students, I call them blocks. It seems to me that in a lot of infographics, information information is put in blocks. So for example, this little part here is a block of information. This is a block of information, and so forth. This is a block of information. This is a block of information. So I don't think I have a good definition for what a block is, but blocks are sort of like miniature infographics that make up the bigger infographic. And you can kind of see that this particular block has charts within it. So note that if you remember the previous videos I showed you, wrapped up in this particular infographic is information that originally came from a Google Drive spreadsheet. So these three charts actually came from the pages of the spreadsheet in Google Drive. So note that students can gather information, they can manipulate it in Google Drive, and then they can take those images they make in Google Drive from the data and pop them into infographics, because those charts that are created in Google Drive are basically just images, so they can pop them over. So that's what one looks like. Let me just walk you through just some of the basics of Prezi, so you may actually understand why I'm kind of interested in it. So, first of all, lots of customization choices you can make. I encourage students to pick something kind of basic with a white background. So I'm just going to grab this subway template. If you've never seen Prezi before, I am now zooming in and out. You can see I can make this thing as massive as I want to be. And I can either stick with this particular theme or not. I can just create something somewhere else. It doesn't really matter. What I like about Prezi is that there's a lot of room for creativity, and it's got some built-in things that work really well with infographics. Most of them you'll find under the Insert tab. So if you go up here to Insert and you select, for example, Image, you can see that Google Search is available as part of Prezi, okay, for putting images into your infographic. Symbols and shapes are there, but also I find layouts to be pretty useful. So students often need sort of a scaffold to help them get creative with infographics. So often what I do to get them started is I show them some of the layouts available in Prezi, and kind of talk through how they could be used to creatively create part of their infographics. So for example, if I was doing the dish project, if you look over on the right here and you look at the multi-frame layouts, I clicked multi-frame, you can see it makes sense that, for example, this funnel-shaped infographic or funnel-shaped diagram might be really useful in describing the different ingredients in sausage, if the sausage was actually part of the dish, or the different parts that make up anything in particular. Maybe perhaps the larger size ones represent ingredients that take up a larger part, and smaller size show ingredients that make up a smaller part. Or what if you are doing an infographic that has somehow to do with a controversy? And in that case, you could use the seesaw. Okay, so the seesaw would be a great part of an infographic. You could sort of show your evidence on each side. And if you want to, you can actually move these blocks around. So it's, here's Venn diagrams also. So it's possible, if you're using Prezi, to actually create infographics that sort of have preloaded blocks that you can put into your infographic. When you share a Prezi that's an infographic, you actually don't have to do all the presentation stuff that you usually do with Prezi. If students just organize their infographic in, say, a big rectangle like this, or maybe in a long skinny line like this, they just get shared and they are ready for people to check out. The nice thing about this is students can then show their infographics pretty easily with a projector. They can actually zoom into each one of these and actually present them to the class. Here's another example. This is chicken korma, one of my favorite dishes of all. And this is an infographic from AP Human Geography that also, as you can see, has blocks. So here's a block. Here's just a couple pictures to make it look nice. These are the blocks that came originally from the Google Drive. Here's a block that talks about ingredients. Here's a map, etc. So that's how the blocks kind of work. And if you look at them, each one of these, I'm now in the edit mode in Prezi. Each one of these can be zoomed in on to read pretty clearly. So I just wanted to walk you through the use of Prezi and describe to you kind of what blocks are, and also show you how Google Drive can kind of integrate pretty easily into Prezi. Thank you.